Welcome to this project video. In this project, we are going to make a pair of earrings. While I'm on the Glowforge app, I will click on the top left where it says Create New Design, and I will select Create a Blank Design. Now, in this part of the Glowforge page, I will start making my earring design. So first things first, I need to find something I want to make an earring out of. So on the top middle, there's this big blue plus mark where it says import artwork. And in this search bar, I can type in whatever I would like. So I'm going to type in dragon. And I can scroll through and find one that I like. So here is my dragon artwork. Now I need to make a small circle that will be on top of my dragon. That will be the hole where I can put my jump ring through to actually assemble my earrings when they're done. So I can click on Insert Shape on the top middle bar and select Circle. And it's going to be rather large on my screen. So first off, I'm going to move it above my dragon, and I'm going to use those white circles on the side and make it a lot smaller. And I'm going to try to keep my circle pretty close to my dragon without touching the design. And I think that looks pretty good. Next, I want to tell the Glowforge that I want to make an outline around my design and my circle so that when it cuts it, it all cuts in one piece. To do that, I click somewhere that's not my design or circle off to the side, hold and drag. You'll see a dotted box or shape form. And when you let go, it will select both. You should see a light blue square around both items. And you'll notice some different tools pop up on the right-hand side. And the tool that we're going to use today is the top one that looks like a little mountain. This is the Create Outline tool. You'll click it and you'll have to hit this big blue button that says Create New Outline. And right now my outline is pretty big and I want it to be a lot smaller. So I usually like to type in a number. You could use the slide bar, but I find that's a lot harder to control. And hit enter on my keyboard. And so now it will cut around my whole shape, and it will even cut out some of this negative parts of my shape, which is pretty cool. If you don't like the negative parts, you will probably have to pick a different design. It's not easy to get rid of that center outline without making the outside outline pretty big. So this is a design that I am totally happy with if it has some pieces cut out in here because it's not going to make my design fall apart or anything like that. So now I have one outline or one design portion of my earring made, but I need two earrings. So I'm going to, again, off to the side, click and drag over the whole thing. I am going to right click and select group. So now this is one piece and it will all move together. Right now, this is a really large piece. If I have it selected, you will see items on the bottom left and the right hand side. I don't have it selected right now, so nothing is there. So make sure you click it to have it selected. In the bottom left, there is a little one that's a ruler tool. And right now my earring is about 4 inches, which is a really, really big earring. So I'm going to, in the height, type in a custom size. I'm going to do 1 inch and hit enter, and it will resize it for me. It looks very small on the screen, but keep in mind that this piece of wood is 12 inches by 20 inches. So this is a big workspace that we are working with. So now that my earring is grouped together and is the proper size, I can right click, copy, right click, paste this new step. And now I have my pair of dragon earrings. And all I have to do is pick my proper settings before I send it to the Glowforge. On the left-hand side, you'll notice what they're assigning the different parts of my design to do. So they're cutting out that outline shape, they're cutting out that circle, and then they're engraving the dragon, which is perfectly fine. However, the Glowforge will follow the order from the top to the bottom. And you don't want the Glowforge to cut your things first. You always want them to engrave first, because if they cut first and there's a little bit of space for that piece to move, your design might not be perfectly centered or where you want it. So we just need to click and drag those engraved pieces to the top so that they engrave first and then cut after. The other thing we need to do is pick the proper material. I have in here loaded wood from the Idea Lab. On the top left is what material it thinks I'm using. It thinks I'm using medium clear acrylic because that is what I was using last time I used the machine, so I need to change it by clicking that square. And I can either type in medium basswood plywood, which is the settings we use for the wood in our space, or I can scroll down here and find it, and it's right here, so I'm going to hit select. And so now my settings are ready for this particular project. If you bring in your own material or not using material that the Idealab provides, you might need to do some research on the settings for that material. We suggest going to the Glowforge community forum to find settings for materials that we don't have. If you're using Glowforge proof-grade material, the machine will be able to scan that QR code and know exactly what settings to use. Now all I have to do is hit print on the right-hand side, and it will do a time estimate for me. Before I start the machine, I have to make sure to turn on that external ventilation up to 10. If you need help, please ask a staff member. And then I can click the blue button flashing on the Glowforge and it will get started. This pair of earrings will take about 4.5 minutes to complete. That's it for this project. Thanks for watching.